Hi, Zizaran here with another video. I'll let you drink first.
I'm just taking a sip every time you start.
Me, I'm laughing now. Hi, Zizaran here with another video, and we are your casters for this upcoming Gauntlets. We figured we'll do like a quick mini cast interview thing and talk a little about how past Gauntlets have gone and what we're expecting to see for this upcoming Gauntlet. So, Steel is my co-caster. Huge thank you, Steel, for joining me.
Happy to be here. I was forced at gunpoint.
Yeah, I actually
I'm
told him he'd be
blinking.
homeless. Obviously, you all know I'm Steel Mage's tenant. He's my tenant. So, yeah. He doesn't have a choice. But here we are. It means that we get a great caster for the event. And I think it's going to be a really fun one. Steel, do you want to talk a little bit about how this event is different than previous ones?
I just work here, man. I don't know. Zizaran has begged and begged and begged, and GGG have graciously agreed to cook up an extra spicy gauntlet. And so this time, my understanding is we're going to see a whole new campaign and bosses, kind of like we did last time with the Atziri in the middle of the Ubers, except just expanded upon that idea. So we're going to see new boss fights, new campaign, not like PoE. I mean, don't get me wrong, lower expectations. This isn't PoE 2 or anything, but it might be harder than PoE 2.
Yeah, we really don't know. And the cool thing is, normally when you say that, you know that the casters know. We really don't know. So before the event started, me and Vyro asked Neon, like, do you need input? Or do you just want to cook? And he was like, oh, I'll cook. I know what you're going for. So we actually don't know whether it's going to be like 10 bosses when you walk into an event, whether Hillock is going to shaper slam you, like that's what I would do, or if Merveil is going to have a meteor from Cyrus. Like, we really don't know. So we are going to be surprised as casters, and I think that makes it so much more fun to cast. So we are just as excited as you are to see how people will die. It is in fact display. Absolutely sick metal posters. This is featuring the new Textra displays. So what that means, and you might see that this one's really special, it is textured. So they're absolutely sick. These are custom made display textures. If you played Magic, Pokemon is the difference between a shiny and a non-shiny. It is so cool. It really stands out. Displate offers a huge selection of officially branded artwork with over 200 official brands. They also have a stand that you can have them on if you don't have a wall that you really want to put them up on, but they are super easy to put up on the wall too. I have a lot of experience with displays, been working with them for a long time, and as you can see, I have a huge display wall piece to begin with. Check out the link, use code Zizaran, get some sick discount. Easy to remove, easy to put up, even I can do it. And on the checkout, you can use code Zizaran. This gives you a great discount for all the matte and gloss displays. Huge thank you to Display.
Yeah, this time I didn't try the last gauntlet very much at all, really. But I think I'll try. It is a little bit draining to cast, because we do try to give it our all. But I might have to force myself to do like the campaign at the minimum, because I think that's going to be really, really, really interesting. I'm expecting Neon to cook. So.
I really want to do the campaign as well. I tried a little bit last time and it was hard. I think I got to 30 or 40 without dying, but I didn't get too much time. As Steel said, casting is surprisingly draining compared to a normal stream. But yeah, no, it is really fun to cast. I really enjoyed it. And we are doing that this time too. We will be casting... We'll be a little bit flexible with it, but we have set times. So I'll have Scrya put the times that we're casting here. Lots of casting to be had, and obviously you will be able to watch all the contestants as well. And on the cast, we'll be going over what has happened when we weren't there. Obviously, people are playing throughout all time zones, so there will be things happening when we're sleeping. And yeah, we'll do like a sum up. And remember, you will also have highlight videos from Oh My God, It's Yowsis as well. So there's loads of cool ways to stay up to date on the event and everything that's happening. And at the start of the event, before it starts, me and Steel are going to be live a few hours early, and we are going to be interviewing people. We are going to be coming up with bounties that might affect the start of the event. So this is going to be really interesting. We have set aside a budget for start bounties, And throughout the event, we're gonna let Steel cook a little bit with coming up with some flash bounties. So there's gonna be a lot of cool stuff. What was your favorite thing during the last event?
Well, personally, I think a lot of people will agree. Watching Jung Roan go in first, and that's something we'll see this time as well. Maybe not Jung, but Ziz has basically made this gauntlet format accessible but brutal, and so I think we'll see a lot of people go in even before Ben does. And so just last time, like I said, watching Jung Roan go in first and that excitement of like, wait, Jung's in the lead. Like Jung is beating Ben right now, technically speaking. And so hopefully we'll see a lot of people jump in before Ben this time, even though, you know, Ben is obviously probably favored to win. Thanks to the fragment change, there's nothing really stopping people from going into the Ubers. Just they have to kill it. That's the hard bit. As opposed to just getting there. Getting there is not going to be as hard this time.
Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting, I think. And obviously last time, I don't fully know if Ben would have fully cleared without Defiance of Destiny. So will people get that crazy item this time? And Defiance has been nerfed since then. Obviously, particularly the Feared, I think. That was very bouncy on his life. That was, honestly, I think I was more nervous than Ben was. Like, I was just sitting there like, I can't take this. It's crazy. And it's honestly, that for me is my favorite part. When people are doing Ubers and you just see this fucked up shit and you're like, are they about to die? Are they... and then obviously Jung dying to the hidden ball, like the hidden fireball from... I'll get Scry to like show like a quick replay here. But as you can see, she's doing the fireball and the flame blast at the same time, so they sort of obfuscate each other, so he didn't see it and wasn't able to really dodge it, and that ends up killing him. So just the fight being a little bit different can be a lot. Like, that can be enough. And this time, everything is going to be so different. Like, something that could potentially happen is that Ben goes into a fight, and there's like 6 Mavens and 2 Ubercyrus there. I have no idea what can even happen, right? But just gets clapped and be unprepared. And other people are like, ooh, I'm gonna skip that boss, and maybe that boss was like the really hard one. Now, I don't think being the key word, that there will be any like completely new boss moves that we've never seen before. But you might have to react really fast. So it's gonna be really cool. How much do you think that changes the leveling field for who's going to win?
The new bosses being, well, I guess the idea of the bosses being a bit crazy. Well, it depends. I mean, I know very little, just to be clear, I know very little. Last time, for those of you who don't know, the way it worked is you would get an Uber with all the regular gauntlet mods you're used to, the multi-proj, the haste, the AoE, all that crazy stuff, extra damage and everything. And that's normally brutal enough on its own, I think we can all agree. But then, on top of all of that craziness, you had Aziri throwing spears, throwing her flame blast and storm calls out, and like I said, that adds another layer of complexity to these already very challenging encounters. Now, I'm not sure if we're expecting like is Chimera gonna randomly come in? Is my Minotaur gonna come in? Is like, I don't know, are we gonna have Shapers on top of Mavens on top of this or that? Or are we gonna have mazes in the middle of like another boss? Like, I have no idea what to expect. Depending on how much they went crazy with that, it could just be impossible, honestly. I assume GGG will have tested this somehow, like to make it at least possible, right? But maybe it'll still be a bit too... Yeah, I mean...
I did tell them... I did tell them, please don't make everyone quit on Hillock. That's the only thing I've asked. Pretty much.
Like, would you want this gauntlet to be 0 out of 7? Or would you want at least 1 to die?
My ideal scenario would be that multiple people kill like 2 or 3 Ubers and that the winner kills like 4. I would definitely love for an uncleared gauntlet and just like loads of different attempts. I hope with what we've done that we made it a lot more accessible. We've been seeing more and more non-streamers competing. So many people that have never streamed have been winning thousands of dollars in the gauntlet. So I feel like the prize pools are starting to get to the point where it is getting like non-streamers to practice, and a lot of them are doing really well. And obviously Gauntlet is not just about putting in a ton of hours. I just did an interview with Lily as well, and she was saying Gauntlet is so important to actually sleep, which is different from other events or playing software where it really doesn't matter, because if you do a quick mistake and you die, it's not that punishing, but here you really want to be on the top of your game.
Yeah, like you'll see Ben, for example, probably won't go in after 14 hours. He'll usually have a sleep first, because doing these bosses in like maybe 4 hours in is kind of ideal, as opposed to, like Ziz was saying, doing a Khan 56 hours marathon's probably very ill-advised. You're gonna make a mistake for sure. So
Yeah.
yeah,
no, it'll be really interesting, and like I said, we don't know how hard it was or was gonna be, so in my beginner tips and tricks video, one of the things I recommended was, just in case that they made Hillock really hard, I told people how to like reset and make multiple characters. So you basically do what you would do for Onigoroshi farming, right? Like maybe you need to get to like level 5 or 6 before you kill Hillock. It could be that hard.
Yeah, and that's bringing up Onigoroshi. Obviously, one cool thing about the Gauntlet is we've tried. Now, obviously, I don't know if this will change in the future with events, but right now, this Gauntlet has a variety of prizes. It isn't just going to be like, we're not just going to see a race to rank 1. We're also going to see the Onigoroshi bounty from Starforge, and we can obviously make a few mini races of our own without spoiling anything yet. You know, there'll obviously be races to X boss that is a completely separate side thing. Like we saw with Exile doing the kickflip on Cyrus, all these little weird, funny mini events. So yeah, there's a lot of mini events going on to keep the cast going for the whole duration of the event.
And even for rank 1, gotta remember, like, there is obviously a bonus for rank 1 overall. And obviously a lot of people think Ben is going to win, but gotta remember that getting like rank 2 and rank 6, etc., because it's all about getting rank 1 Scion, rank 1 Witch, like it is a class gauntlet, so there are huge prize pools for doing that. So maybe like rank 1 Witch or rank 1 Scion might not be like decided until the very last day, and that is still like a very big prize pool on its own. So we do have a lot of mini races in this event. We try to have something for everybody. Obviously we have some of the bounties are completely RNG as well, and on top of that we do have the raffle. So if you're able to get like level 50, 60, all the way up to 95, we have different thresholds where you can get really cool prices. Like we have a graphic card and stuff like that. And obviously some of the bounties are insane, like the Starforge PC, I think it's $4,500 PC for the first person to kill all, like, not even just all, but it's like a bunch of pinnacle bosses. We'll get that. So really, really cool races. Some of the things are RNG, some are not. So yeah, something for everybody there. And what do you think the meta is going to be this gauntlet with like such difficulty? Because you really do need something that can clear the campaign and do early, and yeah, maybe people will respec like later. What are you thinking?
Right, so this league we saw a massive amount of power creep with melee specifically, and so I think we will see melee dominance this gauntlet, which is kind of reminds me of the Heist gauntlet. Back in the day we had the Call to Arms Ground Slammer Impale builds. I think we're going to see a return of that. Not necessarily slams this time. It's going to be things like Lightning Strike. Well, actually, I think Khan maybe was planning on playing a slam, but we'll see how he goes. So yeah, specifically something like a Slayer LS Molten Strike up to Zenith, or alternatively a Trickster Ephemeral Edge Lightning Strike character, which I know you've played. I think we're going to see these two builds stick out very much so. There are like there is more than that, of course, especially Jung. I expect to cook pretty hard. I don't know what he's playing, but I expect him to come up with something very strong. Something maybe like the Locust Mine Trickster.
One thing we might see in this gauntlet is people having different characters for the campaign and getting through to maps, getting early farming out of the way. Something that just comes online very strong, like a Trickster might have a hard time coming online early and actually might struggle during the gauntlet campaign if it is super hard. So we could see someone farming on something like Gladiator SST, Gladiator Sunder, where you get the block, everything, and then boom, later online you get all the like ES gear and you go for Ubers and stuff like that. And a big change with this gauntlet is that the maps themselves are so easy comparatively to before. Like it is still solo stuff on hardcore, and they do have damage mods, but it's not an insane amount of like multi-proj, AoE, and crazy mods. So pretty happy with that, because something that's been a little bit sad in the past has been like Exile dying to a random stone golem in maps and not even able to go in and kill the bosses. So hopefully we just have insanely hard bosses that people can't do, and yeah, less dying in maps. How do you feel about the change up?
Yeah, so last gauntlet we had Affliction Gauntlet, and it was completely ridiculous in terms of the loot potential. That's how Ben got his Finds of Destiny, of course, doing those Abyss Magic Find maps, if you guys will remember from back then. This time I'm expecting, like I said, because the mapping is so much easier, I'm expecting this to be a crafting gauntlet. Talking recombinators, meta crafting. Obviously, the ships are going to provide you a bunch of extra currency. I'm also curious if we will see late clears, because obviously power runes are a huge bit of RNG added to this gauntlet, because you can't really like force them. You just kind of get them or you don't. So we might see somebody wait until the final, hour of the gauntlet to actually give it an attempt, because they might not get all the power runes until the very, very, very last minute for those ridiculously powerful enchants like Returning Proj and maybe... Well, it would probably be Returning Proj, right? I'd have to double check the list.
Yeah.
I don't think they can do the 100% early damage one. I don't think that one's feasible.
No, it's very expensive. Like,
so yeah, we're gonna see some insanely powerful builds this time.
Yeah, because I think people are calculating that if you use all the 10 days well, you have time for 250 million shipments.
Yeah, which would give you something like 6 power runes, and then you get some more from the
small ones,
the bosses as well. Yeah,
true.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, there was I remember during this league there was a guy pretty early that he had one of the enchants, which is 18 power runes or 20 power runes, and he was like, I don't know what people are complaining about. I've gotten over 20 power runes in SSF. And every single person in my chat was like, bullshit. And I was like, nah, I believe it. Like, it's RNG. Like, someone's going to be lucky, someone's going to be unlucky. Like, I only got 8 the entire league myself. But he actually linked it. And yeah, Solos Alpha. And by the way, and he linked it. So I was like, see, sometimes people are just lucky. So obviously the luck doesn't matter that much in the gauntlet. It is very consistent. Like, the top players are generally the top players. And it's not that often that we see like a huge decision on RNG, but it people have different luck. Whether it's like luck that is a decider, people have different luck. And that's honestly...
I was gonna say, my luck was everyone else dying. That works too.
Yeah, so that's actually why we put Steel on casting duty, because his luck is a little bit weird, but consistently so. Like, he's always luckier than other people, so we've been like, Steel, you're actually not allowed to compete anymore. So, yeah, a little bit sussy. But either way, we're both super excited to be casting for you guys, and hope you guys enjoy it. So, yeah, we'll have the times of the cast in the description as well. And yeah, if you enjoy what we do, a great way to support the cast is to go to shop.zizaran.com, pick up some of the merch. We have like the cool ones with the emblem that my wife cooked up as well. Really, really cool t-shirt. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Looking forward to seeing you there. And make sure you tune into like loads of the different competitors as well. So from both me and Steel, try to die
less than Ziz does.
I think in this continent it's gonna be less than they are gonna do. They're gonna die a lot. Good luck, guys.
You're not making it past the campaign, buddy. All right.
Here, I'm gonna beat you. Are you there?
Off stream?
Yeah. No, in the gauntlet. All right. Bye.